Hello everyone and welcome to the webinar today. This is a webinar about the University of Turku and studying here. My name is Johanna Kärki. I'm the International Education Specialist at the University of Turku, and I've been working with international admissions for some years now, and I will be telling you about the admissions as well as other things about our university. But now, so for today, the topics will be why Finland, why study here, the student city of Turku, what is the University of Turku, what do we offer our potential international students, and then of course we'll also have one of our ambassadors joining me later, and you'll hear about what it is like to be a student here, and then I'll be telling you about the admissions and scholarships, which I'm sure you are interested in, and a little bit about life after studies.
But we shall start with just a bit, sorry, the wrong way. One picture of where Finland is. So we are located at the very northern part of Europe. And our town and university is located in the southwestern part of Finland. Right, so. Well, Finland, why? It's one of the safest countries in the world and also the happiest country. And I'd say the happiness comes from the equal opportunities and the fact that we have very clean nature, beautiful scenery, clean air, clean water, and so on. So it is a very nice place to actually live in. And of course, we are also leaders in education. So people coming to Finland will get very high quality education. That is definitely one of the reasons to come. But then we'll go a bit closer to where we are at the moment, which is the city of Turku. And it really is, as we brought in here, a city of students. We have about 40,000 students altogether in Turku, which means it's about 20% of the whole population in Turku is actually students, which means that when you walk on the street, every fifth person you meet is actually studying in one of the universities or universities of applied sciences here in Turku. Turku is a very nice city for students because it's fairly small, it's very compact, the living standards are high, but the costs are fairly low, which means that you get good student housing and then you get a lot of opportunities as students in the cultural lives, outdoor activities, and so on, with very good student prices. And well, 99% of the students here would recommend it to their friends. So it seems to be a very nice place to be. So definitely, if you are thinking of studying in Finland, you could definitely take a look at Turku because it is a very nice city for studies. And well, our university. It's an international university, research university. We do a lot of high quality research here in our university in the fields that we are studying. So the University of Turku, we've got about 25,000 students and employees, so it's a medium-sized university. It is among the top 1% of universities in the world, which means that it is a high-quality university. We do a lot of research, as I said earlier, and our education is based on the research that we are doing, the current research of the university. We at the university and our researchers, they work a lot with international partners in international education, innovations, and so on. So the students here also get the chance of meeting and working with the best researchers in the world. We have 7 faculties in our university, which means that we have studies and research from education, humanities, social sciences, and so on. So there's an opportunity to study all kinds of subjects in our university. I will go to a bit more detail in a minute about what programs we offer in English, but there's a program, at least one of them in each of the faculties, so it's very possible that there will be something for you as well. The university is located in Turku. Our main campus is here, but we also do have smaller campuses in the neighboring towns of Rauma and Pori. But the majority of our international programs are located in Turku. So if you do come and study with us, it's very likely that you would be studying in Turku, where the picture is from. This is part of our campus in the picture during the winter. Well, why would you choose us as a study destination, apart from the fact that we are in Finland, which is a very nice place to be, we are in Turku, which is a better place to be, but what about the options that we are giving to our students? Well, the University of Turku is a popular destination for exchange studies as well, but also for degree studies on all levels. So we have bachelor programs, master's programs, and doctoral studies as well. So we offer all levels of education to our students. And when our programs are being developed, they are always based on our strengths in research. And these programs I'm going to be talking about are all fully taught in English, which means that if you have strong English language skills, you can study here even if you don't yet know the Finnish language. We are very proud to say that 95% of our international students chose us because of the high quality research. So I've been saying that word quite a lot already, but we are doing a lot of high quality research in our university, and since we are basing our teaching on it, that means that the students get the best possible education when they join us in Turku. But now to the programs. We have 3 international bachelor degree programs, and a bachelor degree basically means 3 years of study, 180 ECTS, if that means something to you, if you're from Europe. We have 3 programs, 2 of them in educational sciences and 1 in information and communication technology. So those are offered to people who are coming from high schools, or if you are interested in starting your studies from the very beginning in the university. If you are interested in these, please go and visit our website. It's also shown on the slide there, and read what is it that actually is being taught in these programs. The primary teacher education program, for example, is a program where you first do a bachelor's and then you do a master's, and you end up with a qualification that is valid, for example, in Finland to become a teacher in a Finnish school. So if that's your goal, then do take a closer look at that program. On the master level, we offer quite a lot more. As you can see, we have several programs. As I said, at least 1 program in each one of our faculties. So there's everything from biomedical sciences to law and global innovation management, which is a business program. We have social sciences, and we have very specific programs offered to our students. So the master programs are always 2 years of study, 120 ECTS. These programs are very specific and fairly small, so you actually get to study with a very small group of students. We are giving these programs because they are the subjects that we are really good at. We have a lot of research. For example, in food development, the University of Turku has had a food development research lab for many years, and that is one of the reasons why we offer an international program in that field, is that because we have that research background in that field. So all of these are based on things that we are good at. So do take a look at them closer if that's something that you would be interested in. Again, take a look at our website for detailed information about what is being taught on these programs, what does it qualify you to, and also what do we require from the applicants applying for these programs. If you do end up in our university, what does it actually mean being a student here in our university, a medium-sized Finnish university? In Finland, education is high quality but low hierarchy, so that it's always possible to go and talk to your professor. They are very challenging. They give you opportunities to learn, but you need to be ready to learn. You will not be given the right answers directly, but rather you will be given the tools to find the answers yourself, which is very important in your future work life, regardless of if you're going to be a researcher or if you're going to be working in industry. But it's still important to be able to find out your own answers on if you have a problem, how to find an answer to that problem. The class size is small. As I said, the programs are fairly small, so the intake of students is small, which means that the classes also are small. The students will be able to interact directly with the teachers of the courses that they are taking. Our students are very often, even though they are of course also working individually, but they are a lot working in teams. Teams where they will be either working in a laboratory together, finding out something, or they are doing a group work for a company. Many of our courses are career oriented, which means that they also involve local or international companies in them. So a company could be giving the course a problem to solve, and the students will be the ones solving the problem, not the professor giving an answer, but rather the students finding out the answers for themselves and helping the company in the process. So this is the kind of things that we offer to our students, the kind of teaching that we offer. Then course, well, I can tell you what it's like to be a student, but I would rather have our students themselves telling what it is really like to be a student. And that means that you can go and read the blog, which is written by our students to students. You can get to know our student ambassadors. In a moment, I'll be asking one of them to join me. Or then you can just subscribe to our newsletter, where you get a lot of up-to-date information about the application times, the programs, current topics at the university, and so on, if you just want to follow up on what's actually going on at the university. But do contact the students on the student ambassadors. They'd be happy to help you as well, and take a look at the blog, because those will show you what it is really like to be a student here and studying in our universities. Then just a little bit about the services and benefits. These are just examples of what we offer to our students. We offer really good facilities, which means you have study rooms, you have libraries, really good laboratories, the pet center, we have biomedical imaging programs where they have the up-to-date machinery to use it. Sorry, I don't know the names of them because I'm not studying that myself, but I know that they are really the best ones that there are. Also, we offer language courses and career guidance to all of our students, and personal support throughout your studies. So we will be able to help the students in all kinds of problems if something comes up. And you'll be able to meet and socialize with your fellow students, of course, during your studies as well as your free time. But what are we looking for? We are looking for an independent, self-directed, motivated, curious, and academically inclined student, which means that we are looking for someone who actually wants to study in our university, who is interested in the subject, and who can do it themselves. Someone who is able to take instruction, but then find out the possibilities themselves as well, so that there's not going to be someone holding their hand all the time, but rather there will be someone to help them when they have questions. So we are looking for someone who wants to study in our program, who's ready to put the work into the program and then get the results of the degree and the future career, of course. Then about the admission, which I'm sure you are interested in, how to get to our university. There's some small differences between bachelor degrees and master degrees, but the basic requirement is a relevant degree. So in a bachelor's, it's a degree that gives access to higher education in the country where it was given from. And then in the master degrees, it's a bachelor's degree from a recognized university. That means minimum 3 years of length as a degree. And you need to know English very well. That is a requirement because we want to make sure that the students we choose are also able to study in our programs, so they do need to know the language very well. So in bachelor's, the level is IELTS 6.0, and in master 6.5. And if you're interested, make sure that you go and have a look at the exact requirements from our website as well. There are some exceptions, but you do have to go and read at them yourself. And in addition to these general criteria, we also have program-specific admission criteria, which means that after we've checked that the person who is applying has the relevant degree and the language skills, they may also need to prove they suitability for the particular program. So what is your background degree? Is it suitable for the program? They may ask you for a motivation letter or references. There may also be an interview that you might have to take part in. That would be an online interview. And then the decision on if you are admitted to a particular program will be made based on this information. The timetable of this coming beginning of year and spring. So our application time begins on the 8th of January and ends on the 22nd. So if you are planning to apply already for next studies beginning next autumn, then you need to be quick and make sure that you have all of the documentation ready to start your application on the 8th of January. And then a next bigger point, which is the scholarships. The university offers scholarships to our students, scholarships that cover either the entire tuition fee or 50% of the tuition fee. We do not offer any living expenses scholarships, so the students coming to us would need to provide for themselves living here in Finland from other funds, savings, or grants from the home countries, etc. So that's something that when you are applying, you do have to take into consideration that you will need to pay your way here in Finland. When you apply to our university, and if you are applying for a scholarship, it's actually very easy. All you have to do is say yes in the question that we have in the application form. The scholarships are awarded to 30% of students in these programs, and they are based on academic merit, which means that the program will go through all of the applications and they will rank the applicants. And the top applicants to each program will get a scholarship. And the scholarship will then cover the tuition fee or half of the tuition fee of that particular person for the program. And if you have applied for a scholarship when you apply to our university, you will get the information on if you got a scholarship or if you did not in the admission offer, which will be sent to you at the very end of March. Then after you graduate, if you have ended up studying in our university, you are, I'm sure, interested in knowing where you could go after you graduate. I think what is important is for you to think about what do you want to be in 10 years? Where do you want to be? What kind of skills will you yourself need? Because we will be able to give you a lot of the tools here in our university, but you do need to know what is it that you want. And a degree from a Finnish university, it's globally recognized. You will be able to go anywhere you want. And you will have very strong academic skills, which means that you can also continue in research if that is something that you are interested in. Many of our alumni feel that the education we give here in our university is high quality and they can use it in their future work. So I'm sure that would be relevant for you as well. And during your studies, you will get the chance of using our services, which will offer you possibilities of learning how to look for jobs, how to strengthen your career goals, and where to go in the future. So this is always an opportunity to all of our students. And if you are interested in research, that's also something that our university does offer you. So if you are interested in PhD studies, please do go to our website, the one shown on this slide. We have 17 doctoral programs in all of the faculties in our university, which means that there may very well be a doctoral program that is interesting to you as well. But I'd say that apart from the contact us part, which is if you want to be in contact, do go to our website, send us an email, or you can always go to our website and utilize our chatbot Aura, who will be able to direct you to the right place, for example, in our website. So you'll get a lot of answers from there as well. But for now, I will invite one of our ambassadors to join me. So this is Venera.
Hello, guys.
Yeah.
Hello, Johanna.
Hello. So first, if you just tell everyone who you are and where you came from.
I'm Venera. I came from Russia. Been living in Finland for some years, but I started my master's degree in Turku last year, so it's my second year in Turku. I'm a student at medicinal and radiopharmaceutical chemistry, focusing on bioorganic chemistry.
Okay.
Yes, and meanwhile, I'm a student ambassador representing our university.
Yeah. Well, why did you end up coming to Finland, and especially why the University of Turku?
That's a good question. As you said, Finland is really has really stunning nature. That was one important factor. Another one that I feel secure and safe living here.
Mhm.
So I'm not stressing out about how to survive in a daily life. That's a crucial point. And why I chose the University of Turku is um, as an applicant, I was looking for a program that can offer a combination of theoretical and practical courses, so that the University of Turku gives me a chance to study theory and apply this into practice.
Okay.
About, let's say, 40 to 50% of our program is practical part.
Well, that sounds very good.
Yes.
Well, how about when you came to live here in Turku? What is it like compared to maybe some other places, or if you have friends who come from further away, how is it to come to Finland, to Turku?
I should say that Turku is really a student-friendly city. There is so many student-friendly places where you got student discounts. It offers nice place to live for students for quite low prices. And maybe someone will wonder about Finnish winter, but it should not scare you, because even though it might be -10 outside, it's still +22 inside, and we feel comfortable wearing shorts or t-shirt or whatever. So yeah.
And the studies will always be inside in buildings,
Of course,
so,
yeah.
so you don't have to go out if it's too cold. Okay. Well, what do you do apart from studies here in Turku?
There is so many different opportunities to how to spend your free time. Of course, I have some hobbies. For example, I play tennis and I dance. But since I spend my kind of focus is studying, and then I also work part-time. To say honestly, I don't have that much time for my hobbies. But if I do, yeah, I go for my hobbies. And I should also say that it doesn't matter what you are interested in, whether you're knitting or I don't know, playing a guitar or singing in a chore, or you're a professional athlete. I'm sure you're gonna find a place for you.
Okay. You said you work part-time. Is that something a lot of students do?
As far as I know, yes, a lot of international as well as Finnish students work part-time. I do around from 10 to 20 hours per week, so I can manage also, I have time to study as well. And I work in a clothes store. Some students work in cleaning like cleaning hotels or ships, or I know that fundraising is also one thing that students do. Yeah, it is possible to find part-time and also to study.
Okay. Well, that's good because, of course, what about the cost of living in Finland?
Being a student, as I mentioned, in Turku, you will get a chance to live in a student's, let's say, dormitory, but in fact it's a student's apartments for 2 or 3 people. Everyone has his own room, and it costs 270 to 190 for a room, depends on the location. Then I spend around 250 for food and 35 for the bus card, but you can avoid this expense by riding a bike.
Which a lot of students do,
Yes.
even during the winter.
Yeah. And 15 euros for my phone subscription. That's it. So in altogether it makes around 600. That is quite fair, yes.
Yeah.
I personally pay a little bit more for my apartment since it is a studio, so I have no flatmates, and it costs 450. Yeah.
Well, but still, it's very affordable. It's also affordable compared to other towns in Finland, for example.
Course,
For
yeah.
example, Helsinki, it's quite a lot more expensive to rent a student apartment, for example.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, is it what? Well, you decided to come to Finland to study.
Yeah.
It's of course you wanted to study a particular program, but how about the other? Why did you choose the education in Finland? Why didn't you go to, say, the US or Germany?
As you mentioned, Finnish education, and it's known among the world's best or the world's best, and I believe it is the best because Finnish education system gives you an opportunity to become a unique specialist. By that I mean that in each degree program you have a core studies. A part of those you have a chance to study like elective courses, and those can be anything of your choice. If you feel that I study chemistry, but if I feel that I want to know a little bit more, for example, about business, I go for business courses. If I want to know a little bit more about biology, there is an opportunity to take biology courses, anything you want. Yeah, and in the end, you will have a unique set of completed courses, and probably that will help you to stand up of the crowd when you will gonna look for a job.
Yeah, this is actually a very good example of what I was saying, of finding your own way on what do you want to do in the future, what kind of skills will you need when you graduate, and then look for a job in academia or outside in companies in Finland or outside of Finland, of course, as well. So you will need to know what you know, which is very important. Well, we here in Finland, as I said also earlier a bit, is that we are very informal. So does that show in courses compared to maybe other countries?
Of course, as you mentioned, the hierarchy in Finland in general, it's quite short,
low,
yeah, as well as the power distance. So we call our professors by name. We don't say Mr. or Professor and all his surnames or whatever. We just say, hello, dear Mikko. And yeah, we don't have any uniform, so we are free to wear anything we want. Anything, shorts or jeans or t-shirts. If you feel free to wear socks inside, it's also acceptable. So
and you can always go and talk to your professors,
of course,
and other people. If the door is open, that means that you can go and ask questions, and I hope that the people here in the university are also open to this, that they do answer all your questions. I hope that's also your experience.
Yeah, of course, and every time the new course starts, all of the professors say that, hello, my name is, you're free to ask anything, even though you might feel that, okay, that is kind of stupid question, maybe I don't want to ask it. Of course you should ask it, because it shows your initiative, that you want to learn something, and professors and teachers, they value it a lot.
Okay. Well, you came from a country which is fairly close. It's the neighboring country, but in our programs we have students from all over the world. So is it easy to make friends, Finnish friends, friends from other cultures? How does it go?
Of course. I'm not the only one who is looking for friends, though they are also looking for friends. Everyone is kind of open-minded, and there is so many places where you can meet friends, either in the student unions or the place you go for your hobby, or at the courses, or at your workplace, wherever. Yeah, and I have heard that some say that Finns are quite shy and they're so close, but that's not true. Of course, there are some of those kind, but most of them who I met here at the university, they want to become friends, and they want to talk to you. They want to know about your background, your culture, and yeah.
Is it easy to adapt to the Finnish culture, the Finnish way of life?
I think it takes several years to adapt in a foreign culture, and of course, learning language is not a key, but it is an essential part of adapting. But in general, everything is possible.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want it.
Yeah, and we do offer Finnish language courses to
course,
our
yeah.
students, and we do recommend them to at least take the basics so that you learn a little bit about the culture through the language as well. So that's something that we offer to all of our students, and I know a lot of them also take advantage of learning Finnish, because if you do want to stay in Finland, knowing Finnish will be very important. But also if you go abroad, knowing a language not that many people know will definitely help you.
Of course, yeah. And also talking about Finnish languages, for example, this semester I took a language tandem course. So I was assigned to a girl who is Finnish, and she wanted to learn my language, Russian. So we teach it each other. For example, we read some articles or books together, or just talk, and it really helps to break the barrier. Because of course we all have sometimes language barriers. So there is a really different options how to learn a language, not only coming to the courses, but some alternative ways.
Yeah, and of course, getting to know people from different cultures, you can also learn their language. So it's not just about Finnish; you can also learn a new language with friends from other parts of the world. You were talking about part-time jobs that people do beside their studies, but how about internships, traineeships within your study field? Do you think that's easy for students to find? Of course, it depends a bit on what you study, but for example, in your field?
I think, it's possible to find, and every year all over the Finland, the summer job campaign is running, right?
Yep.
So it starts the application period somewhere in the winter, and everyone is free to apply. So there is many companies presented who are taking part in this campaign, or even though if some companies are not presenting, you always can contact them and ask whether they would like to have an intern. But it's kind of popular campaign, I guess.
Yeah, it is, and of course there's a lot of students looking for positions, but also the university offers positions in research groups and research labs for students of certain fields as well, and so there's always some opportunities for students to look for ways to learn more about their own field and how that actually what do people do who have studied that field. What is it that they do as a job, which of course will help them in the future, and get their connections to possibly companies or other researchers in that field.
And of course, if you're kind of diligent student and you talk to your professors, setting networks and so on, they would like to stay you in this research group, because at the courses they taught you directly what they want, in what you need to know in their research group.
That's true.
Yeah.
And if you're one of the best, they will want you to continue with
them.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Okay. Actually, we're talking about housing, about the opportunities. What are the apartments really like? We have a student village foundation, which means that there's a lot of opportunities for students to apply for housing, and our international students the majority of them live in student housing. But what is it really like? You said some of them have roommates, but do they share rooms?
They never, as far as I know, they never share rooms. Everyone has his own room. Usually it is an 2-3 bedroom apartment, quite spacious. A room is about 10 to 15 square meters. So there is a kitchen, a toilet, bathroom, for 3 people in apartment. It's like a normal flat. The other option is like a dorm. There is a corridor with the rooms. Each one has his own room, but they share a kitchen, I guess, for maybe 10 rooms. And I should also would like to mention personally that every Finnish dorm has a sauna.
Oh, yes.
And all of the apartments and dorms are super clean, and I have nothing to it.
But and the internet connection is included in the rent, as well as water and electricity. So all the utilities are already in the rent. So and they are usually really good as well. So it's definitely a good choice for.
Of course, you pay your 300 and you don't care.
Yeah, you don't get anything else. You don't need anything else to do. Okay. Is there something else that you think that someone would need to know when they're thinking of possibly coming to Finland?
I think You don't need to think about it. You should come and try.
Oh, thank you for that. I think that was a really good ending remark on this. So yes, as I said, you can always contact us. You can contact the ambassadors. So
Yeah.
Venera is one of our ambassadors. You can always contact them and ask what it's really like to be here. Is it okay? What kind of food can you? Oh yes, you can actually talk about a little bit about food maybe. I'm really interested in food myself.
For students, we have a students' cafeteria, a lot of those that are offering a lunch for 260. That includes hot meal, garnish, a salad, fruits, a drink, and a bread. It's all for 260.
Yeah.
This cafeteria is usually open from 10 in the morning until 8 in the evening. So I know some of my friends having they're eating there 3 times a day, and
so they don't have to cook at home.
Yeah,
which is
and 260 is quite cheap. If you go out to eat in the city, it will cost much more, around 10 euros for one meal, I guess.
At least.
Yeah. And the food is good quality and well balanced, so you got all the nutrients. And you don't need to
So
care
but that
about
was
it.
just one more points of maybe if you're thinking of coming to Finland.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we'll move into your questions, the audience. But before that, do you want to mention this? Where to find things about living in Finland and Turku?
Yeah, as Johanna mentioned, you are free to contact all of the admission services as well as us, students ambassadors. You can reach us in the social media by the hashtag Utu Ambassador. And also we run a blog where we tell about our personal reflection about how to live here. We write about what we see and how we feel about that. And blog and follow our hashtag.
All right, okay, let's see what kind of questions you had for us. Can you speak about the healthcare services available to students? Do you want to say something about that, Venera?
I personally, there are some healthcare, so I think we are free to go to the nurse to book an appointment. If it's needed, they will redirect us to the doctor.
Yeah. We have a student healthcare center, which is given to all, which is an opportunity for all students for basic healthcare. So that is included in the student union fee, which is about 100 euros for 1 year. So that's you get all the basic healthcare from there. Also dental care, mental well-being, all kinds of things like these. But of course, if you are if you come from a further away than Finland, it's a good idea always to have an insurance, just to make sure that if something major happens, you will of course get treatment, but it's a lot easier if you have an insurance for that. But there is a healthcare given to all students, which is part of being in Finland.
Yeah, I personally talked to, for example, students, psychologist. Once I faced some difficulties with the studies, she gave me really practical tips. Yeah, that was really useful.
Yes, I hope so, because that is a good service that is offered to all students. Next question, what are the required documents for the application? A very good question. When you apply to our programs, we require you to attach to the application in scanned form. You need to attach firstly your degree certificate, and then the transcript of records. And if these are not in English, Swedish or Finnish, then you will need also to attach official translations of these documents. In addition to this, you will need to attach the document that shows your language proficiency. So that could be an IELTS test or a TOEFL or whichever of the language proficiency ways of proving you have chosen. If you are applying, please read all of the instructions on our website as well, because this is all there, but those are the basic things we require. So a degree certificate, transcript of records, and proof of language skills. So those are the ones that we require from everyone. And then your program may ask for a motivation letter or references from previous teachers or something like this, but that is then program specific, and you have to check it from the website of that particular program. Okay, and should I present my IELTS result by 22nd of January or can I do it later? You do need to do the IELTS test before the 22nd of January. We need to be able to check your language skills by the end of the application period. So you do need to have it. You can't do it, say, in March. You do have to do it before. So if you haven't done it yet and you are planning to apply, you are in a hurry because especially in some countries, I know this is a very busy time for language test centers. So you really have to reserve a language test very soon. So make sure that if you don't have one already, the proof of language skills, make sure that you get it very, very soon. Because if you do provide that information to us later, we unfortunately won't be able to take that into consideration, but you will then not be chosen to our program because you don't have the language proof.
Another question is pretty interesting.
Yeah. There's a question. I am 31 years old. Am I too old to study in a master's degree program? I want to know the average age of the students in master programs. How about your program, Venera?
It's never too late to study.
I totally agree.
You should not concern about your age. Personally, in my group, there are a couple of students who are over 35. In average, it's kind of challenging to say that because someone are over 35, someone is 22. So let's say 30 is the average, maybe.
Could be, and it also depends quite a lot on the program. So if we have certain programs where a lot of people apply only after they've actually had some work experience, which is sometimes good that you go to work after your bachelor's degree for a few years and then you decide that maybe I want to continue my studies.
Yeah.
And that's perfectly fine. We don't have any age restrictions in our programs. And in most programs there will be people of all ages. So from 20s onwards all the way to 50s. I mean, we've had students that have already families and all that, and that's certainly not a problem. So if you are interested in our program and you can take the time to come to Finland to study, then it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and then please, how easy is it is as an international student to get part-time jobs for a start when you don't yet know Finnish?
It is possible, as I mentioned, in a cleaning facilities as a fundraiser. That's where most of students are occupied. I personally work in a clothes store, but of course you have to know a little bit Finnish. I start with a really beginner level. It was about A2, I think, in a language frame, but I learned language at work, so it's easy to find. It's always up to you. There is possibilities, even in the restaurants or whatever.
Yeah,
a part-time.
Yeah. So yes, it is possible, but of course, when you come here, it may take you a month, a couple of months. So you do have to make sure that you have the funds to support yourself for a while, because you can't be absolutely sure that you will get a job in the very beginning, but very often you do.
Of course, yeah, no one will offer you a job, but if you go and look for it, you will find.
That is very true. That is very true. Yes. Okay, another question about the English proficiency, about verification. Are you subscribed to the online verification of IELTS results? Yes, we are. I don't remember the numbers myself, but yes, we are subscribed. So you can choose the University of Turku there, so that we can directly check your IELTS results and the verification of them. Absolutely.
The question about pharmacies and drug research. We do have a program.
Yes, we have a drug development program. Yes. There's a lot of different programs, so I urge all of you to go to our website, so utu.fi/degrees. They will find all of the degrees that we have. We have a master's that's in drug development, and also someone is asking about cybersecurity. So we have a program in cybersecurity as well. So do take a look. The names of the programs might not be exactly what you thought, but there will be programs, for example, in those fields, definitely.
And I think on the website you can also find a program-specific curriculum. So you can go through the courses that are available on these programs.
Yeah, you will be able to see what is it actually, what's going to be part of that degree, what kind of things you will be actually learning. And they also give examples of possible job options after graduation. So that's what is it that you that's what will you possibly be doing in the future after you graduated from a certain place.
And yeah, sometimes also mention the web page of research group. Go for it, read what they're doing, what are their projects.
Yeah. Yes, and if you are applying for a very specific program, for example, there's someone asking about astronomy and space physics and about their background degree. Unfortunately, I don't have the exact information on what specific background you need for each and every program. There are so many of them, but do contact the program coordinators. They will always be, there's an email address on the website of each of the programs. So when you go to the program page, you will find an email address, and you can always contact them and ask, if I have a background in this chemistry, can I apply for this program, for example? And they will be able to give you more information. Unfortunately, I don't have all of that information for all of the programs.
Yeah, my personal experience is about the same, because I did my bachelor's in paper production. We did have some courses about chemistry, but it was not a major, so it was like maybe 3 or 4 courses in general. And yeah, I got into medicinal chemistry program. As far as I know, it's always about what you want to learn, but not what you already know.
Yeah, that is true as well. There are certain restrictions on what kind of background you need to have, but usually they are fairly flexible.
That's true.
And if you are motivated on learning something that is not quite what you did before, but a bit in the same direction, you usually are eligible to.
You should try to convince them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. So next question. Okay. I hold a bachelor's in teaching English from a Russian university. Can that be considered in case I'm too late with my IELTS result? I'm afraid not. If you have your degree that has been done in English from a EU country or from the US, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, or Britain is still an EU country, then those will be okay. But otherwise, unfortunately, you will need to prove your English language skills with one of the tests. If you do want to know more and you have very specific questions, you can always contact us at the admission services about this, and we will answer your questions. Does the GPA play a major role during the application process? Not really. No. In our programs, they are mainly looking for people who fit the program, who have the right kind of background and the attitude, but the actual grades of their previous degree may not be that relevant. I mean, you need to have fairly good grades. I mean, if your grades are really bad, not necessarily a good choice. But other than that, we don't calculate the GPAs except in very specific cases. So that is not something that we do.
Hi, I would like to move with my daughter once accepted. Will I have difficulty in finding an English elementary school for my daughter?
Okay, that's good. Yeah, coming with your family, that's definitely an option as well. We do have English taught kindergartens as well as primary schools here in Turku. We can't promise anything, but I would say that it is possible to get a spot in one of the English language taught programs, yes. I think we were told that we have time for 2 more questions, so let's see which questions shall we choose.
Yeah, I can quickly answer for the for the Finnish language courses and Swedish language courses for English-speaking students. Of course, they are offered. Yeah, there are a lot of those for different levels, starting from very beginning up to proficient speakers.
Yeah. So yes. Could you repeat the scholarship categories and how they are given? Well, absolutely. So for our scholarship system, we have scholarships that cover the full tuition fee. Then we have scholarships that cover 50% of the tuition fee. And then we have a scholarship that is given after the first year of studies here in Turku, which you can apply for, which will then cover your tuition fee for the next years. So those are the categories that we have. and they are awarded based on your previous degree mainly, which means that once you are being chosen for the program, all of the applicants are put in order, so the best students as number one, and the not so good students below that. And then the top 30% of those applicants or the people chosen for that program will then get a scholarship, either the full scholarship or the 50% scholarship. So that's how it goes. Now you choose the last question.
Well, let's take the next one. Is it cold in Finland? I would say it's chilly. It all depends on the on the clothes you wear. It's always warm inside the student's apartment. Always, there is never. Once it's getting colder in autumn, all the heating systems turn on, and yeah, it's always cold, warm inside. But yeah, you should buy a good boot and warm jacket.
Yeah, I mean, during the summer we have plus 20 degrees.
Yeah.
In the winter here in Turku, it doesn't often go very cold, which I mean minus 20 for me is very cold. It does go below zero during the winter months, but not constantly, and it's really a matter of clothing. As she said, buy good winter boots and a jacket and you'll be fine.
Yeah, and for example, today in the morning it was +5.
Yeah, I mean, yes, exactly. Like this time of the year, you get +5, a little bit of rain, sleet, but that's the way it is.
Well, maybe one more question.
How about the employability? I think that's something that people are very interested in.
Yeah, as you mentioned, for example, university is in collaboration with the companies and industries, as well as there is an opportunity to continue within your research group, and you must be fluent in English, of course. Finnish skills are an advantage, but not necessary, and I think many companies are moving towards diversity.
Yeah. And the employability rate, I'm afraid I can't give you a percentage from the top of my head, but I know that a lot of our graduates do find jobs also in Finland, and if not, they go back to their home countries or a third country somewhere else in Europe, for example, to look for a job. Many students, when we have surveys given to our international students, the majority of them do want to stay in Finland. And for that, they of course then do the work. They learn Finnish. They find network during their studies, because it is something that you need to work on yourself as well. We as a university can only do so much. We can't find the job for you, but we can help you with the tools of finding a job. So, and this is also something that the government in Finland is working very much with. So that means that it's also a national thing that we want to keep the best brains in Finland, of course. So once people like Venera have come to Finland, we would like to keep her here. So of course we want to make possibilities for her to find permanent employment in Finland if Finland is her choice.
Yeah, and also as a University of Turku provides student career services. They will help you to write a CV, motivation letter. They can help you to plan your future career pathway. They can have a mock interview with you if you're maybe stressed about your first interview. So many services and tools are available, and yeah.
Okay, I think I want to answer that one last question, which is, can I bring my cat and live in one of those student rooms? I believe you can, yes. You can bring your cat. Some of the rooms are just for allergic people, which means you can't bring animals, but to most of them, yes, you can bring your cat along with you, because of course you don't want to leave your cat behind. You want to take them with you, so pets are allowed in the student housing.
Yeah, for example, in apartment I live now, the previous tenant, she had a dog, and I personally allergic to dogs and cats. But once I moved in, I didn't have any symptoms, so it was cleaned properly, and now I don't feel anything about it.
Yeah, so definitely you can bring your cat.
I think more than 50% of all the locations are allowed.
Yeah, I think so too. Most of the locations are allowed, so you can bring your pets as well with you if you're coming to Finland, so you don't have to leave them back home. But for now, I think we're gonna be ending this webinar. So we've got a couple of minutes before we're the final 1 hour, but I think we'll finish with the questions now. We will be sending a link to the recording to all of you, and we'll also be answering the questions that we didn't have time to answer now. So there's more questions that have been asked as well. We will get back to you on this. For now, thank you very much for participating, or if you are watching this as a recording, it was very nice of you to take the time to watch this. thank you, and
Yeah, thank
goodbye.
you.
Welcome to Finland. Do contact us if you have any questions.
And
Yeah.
follow us, student ambassadors.
Oh yes, follow the student ambassadors. All right. Thank you and
Thank you.
goodbye.
Bye bye.